Whenever I've tried to explain my plan, I've kept it simple. Shadow work, off-grid survival, spiritual alignment. I thought keeping it concise would make it easier to understand, but all it did was make people assume that I'm crazy, that I'm idealistic, that I'm disconnected from reality. But the truth is, I think the rest of you are the ones who are disconnected. You wake up, go to work, complain, repeat. As if that's not insane, as if it makes sense to serve a system that's bleeding us dry. And the minute someone dares to ask us for something different, they're told to wait, to calm down, to stop being dramatic. I've watched people laugh at the very ideas that could have saved them, and then I've watched those same ideas come out of a prettier mouth, a wider mouth, a richer mouth, suddenly taken seriously. I've been dismissed for saying what's now obvious, and I'm tired of waiting for people to catch up. People keep asking me for a step-by-step plan, and every time I try to sit down and write one, I realize I can't. Not because I don't know what needs to happen, but because no single person can carry what's meant to be a collective weight. And because what works for me won't work for you. Your body, your dream, your limits, they are not mine. So no, I don't have a traditional checklist because we are not solving a linear problem. We are living in a system that was never made to work for us. It is designed to confuse you, delay you, and break you into submission, to keep you scrambling, surviving, proving your worth. And if you dare to step out of line, if you ask to be more than a machine, you are punished. So let me be very blunt. There is no safe path. There is only the illusion of safety. Your job, your insurance, your house, your clean record, they are leashes, not lifelines. And the moment you miss one step, it's all gone. You know this. You've seen it happen. Maybe it's already happened to you. And still, we hold on because the alternative feels like chaos. But freedom is not chaos. Freedom is risk. Freedom is grief. Freedom is not knowing what tomorrow looks like, but choosing it anyways. Now let's talk about healthcare. The leash wrapped tightest around your neck. The reason people won't leave abusive jobs, the reason people will abandon their dreams, the reason some of you will let others suffer so long as you stay covered, but even then you're not actually safe because people are already dying with insurance. Disabled people, poor people, Black and brown people, people like me, people like someone you love, dying after being ignored. Misdiagnosed, denied meds, gaslit, not rare stories, daily ones. And yet you hold up your insurance card like it's your last breath. You think if I lose this, I lose everything. But if your safety requires someone else's suffering, it was never safety. It was systemic permission to look away. People think I speak this way because I'm better than them, but I don't think I am. I speak this way because I've been caged by poverty, by pain, by the people who were supposed to protect me. I speak this way because I've watched my mother die before I was grown, because I have lived through systemic neglect, medical abuse, and spiritual grief, because even with all the therapy, I was never better. Not because I was broken, but because the world kept breaking me. And I am not special, which means there are others like me. And the question isn't what's wrong with them, the question is why don't we hear them? Why are the ones most abused by the system never the ones building the alternatives? Because when you prioritize your comfort and not their survival, you're choosing your side. You're choosing the system. I don't care what your label is, leftist, conservative, apolitical. If you believe billionaires shouldn't exist, if you believe our government is working against us, if you believe no one should die because they were poor, you are already aligned. But alignment is not action. And what we need now is not a shared opinion. We need shared practice. Start talking to your neighbors. Find out who's already growing food. Pool money with people you trust. Fund the pharmacists trying to make medicine on their own. Build your own systems. Water, power, care, safety. And most of all, fund those who are already suffering the most. Not because it's charity, but because they're the ones who know what needs to change. Voting doesn't change the world. Spending does. Every time you swipe your card, you're casting a vote for who gets to live, for what gets to grow, for what gets to stay. You don't like the system? Stop funding it. Even if you can't quit your job today, you can shift how you spend. You can give intentionally. You can support the rebel medic, the local farmer, the community fund. That's how we win, quietly, consistently, and together. I know what I'm asking is hard, but what you're doing now is already hard. Working while sick is hard. Being ignored is hard. Getting evicted is hard. Feeling hollow, numb, and stuck is hard. So why not try something else? I believe if people gave this one genuine month of effort, supporting each other, spending intentionally, imagining more, they'd never go back. Because the first time you feel seen, the first time you create something sacred, the first time your pain becomes power, you realize the system was never worth saving. Let go of the life they sold you. Let go of the safety that only exists when others are dying. Build what your future self will thank you for. Build what your children will survive in. Build what the elders will finally feel peace inside. Not someday, not after one more raise, not after the next election, now, because we don't need more leaders. We need people who remember who they are, people who make decisions not just for themselves, but for their people. We don't need perfection, we need courage, we need clarity, we need each other. And we need to remember, if it doesn't include the disabled, the poor, the grieving, it is not revolution, it's just a rebrand. And I, for one, am done rebranding suffering. Let's build something real together.